In a future set scene at the apartment, the aftermath of a disastrous dinner gathering is revealed, with shattered glass, an overturned chair, and blood staining the tablecloth. Back in the present day, Kit reminds Sarah about their planned evening together and proposes a lunchtime grocery run. However, when a message arrives from Sarah canceling their shopping trip, Brody jokingly suggests she has found more exciting company. Maria overhears the remark and immediately becomes suspicious. As Sarah departs from the builder's yard, Kit keeps a watchful eye on her movements. Later in the pub, Sarah invites Todd and Summer to join her and Kit for dinner, much to Kit's disappointment. Moments afterwards, he notices Sarah quietly speaking with Gary and promptly suggests that Gary and Maria should also attend the meal. Gary and Sarah are visibly unsettled while Maria eagerly agrees to the invitation. What exactly is Kit planning? As the guests gather for the evening, the atmosphere is tense and unresolved. Grudges simmer beneath the surface. Maria directs several sharp remarks towards Sarah, while Kit attempts to isolate Gary and make several pointed comments about dishonesty and deception. Once the meal is underway, Kit presents the main course. During a toast to the hosts, Maria suddenly declares that Gary and Sarah have been secretly involved in an affair for several weeks. The revelation leaves everyone stunned. As a series of dramatic flashbacks unfold, will hidden truths finally come to light? And how does the night culminate in blood splashed across the dining table? Meanwhile, Ronnie meets Fiona and explains that he has no knowledge of the gun's whereabouts, but is prepared to offer money to ease Debbie's worries. Fiona insists that financial compensation is not what she wants and claims there is another way he can settle the matter, leaving Ronnie deeply unsettled. After assuring Debbie that Fiona will no longer cause them trouble, Ronnie waits until she goes to rest before confiding the truth in Carl. What is Fiona really demanding from him? Elsewhere, Roy visits Sam and reassures him that the incident at the cafe has been put behind them. When Roy proposes a chess match, Nick is pleased to see Sam showing signs of improvement. However, after Sam makes a basic error that allows Roy to claim victory, Nick becomes increasingly worried by Sam's response. Coronation Street appears to have dropped a major clue about the mystery person who has been repeatedly contacting Christina Boyd. Several weeks ago, viewers saw Christina making a discreet phone call in the cafe, pleading for assistance from an unknown individual. Since then, she has frequently been interrupted by calls and text messages, while continuing to keep the situation hidden from her partner, George Shuttleworth. During that earlier conversation, Christina appeared distressed and begged the person on the other end to help resolve a problem, admitting she was desperate. She abruptly ended the call when Nina arrived with her drink, ensuring nobody overheard what was being discussed. The mystery deepened again on Monday, when Christina rejected an incoming call before becoming visibly anxious while looking at her phone. A stream of notifications appeared to arrive one after another, leaving her increasingly unsettled. After sending a reply, she repeatedly checked her device before moving away from the group to answer another call. Her behavior suggested reluctance, and she continually glanced around to make sure none of her friends could listen in on the conversation. The question remains, who has been contacting Christina, and what secret is she trying to conceal? According to reports from TV Times, the identity of the mystery caller may now have been revealed. The publication claims the person is Christina's former husband, Lenny. However, the nature of their discussions remains unclear, raising further questions about why she has chosen to keep their communication private. Upcoming scenes suggest that Glenda Shuttleworth will soon learn about the calls and become concerned for her brother George. She fears that Christina may not be entirely honest with him. A source revealed that once Glenda discovers Christina is secretly communicating with her ex-husband, she immediately worries that George is being misled and could end up heartbroken. However, the situation may not be as straightforward as it seems. Whether Christina is hiding a romantic betrayal or protecting a completely different secret remains to be seen. Viewers can expect answers later this summer as the storyline reaches its next chapter. The developments come as spoilers hint that other long-running secrets are also on the verge of being exposed. Gary and Sarah's increasingly suspicious behavior has fueled speculation among fans for several weeks. Their private meetings and noticeable closeness have not escaped the attention of those around them in Weatherfield. The truth begins to surface during a dramatic dinner gathering organized by Sarah's partner, Kit Green. During the tense evening, Maria publicly accuses Gary and Sarah of carrying on an affair behind everyone's backs. At the same time, Gary finds himself under pressure from Kit, who questions him about Theo Silverton's death. Recent flashback scenes placed Gary at the location connected to the crime, leading Kit to suspect his involvement. Despite Kit's belief that Gary may be linked to the murder investigation, Maria remains convinced she has uncovered a completely different secret. Speaking about the storyline, Samia Longchambon explained that Maria has sensed for some time that something is wrong in her relationship with Gary. She has noticed several hushed conversations between Gary and Sarah and believes their behavior points to something more than friendship. According to the actress, Maria has pieced together the clues in her own mind and is firmly convinced that the pair have been involved romantically. Coronation Street viewers believe they have worked out who is responsible for Theo Silverton's death after it was confirmed that the killer's identity will finally be revealed next week. A newly released trailer for the ITV soap has offered fans a preview of a highly explosive dinner gathering set to take place on the cobbles, where long-buried secrets are dragged into the open and accusations fly. Before the night is over, audiences will discover what really happened to Theo. A sequence of flashback scenes will revisit the dramatic events of April when Betsy Swain stumbled across Theo's body on the same evening as Lisa and Carla Connor Swain's wedding celebration. The special hour-long installment is scheduled to air on June 22nd and promises major revelations, shocking confessions, and the conclusion to one of the show's biggest mysteries. Viewers will also be able to watch the episode from 7 a.m. on ITVX and YouTube before its television broadcast. Teasers reveal that the episode opens with a glimpse into Sarah Platt and Kit Green's apartment after a disastrous dinner party. Broken glass litters the room, a chair has been knocked over, and blood stains the tablecloth, hinting at the chaos that unfolded. The story then rewinds to earlier that day. Kit reminds Sarah about their planned evening together and suggests they pick up supplies during a lunchtime shopping trip. However, after receiving a text from Sarah canceling their plans, Brody Michaelis jokingly remarks that she must have found someone more interesting to spend time with. Maria Windass overhears the comment and immediately becomes suspicious, having already questioned the growing closeness between Gary and Sarah. Later, Kit watches Sarah leave the builder's yard with increasing concern. At the pub, Sarah invites Todd and Summer to join their dinner plans, much to Kit's disappointment. His unease grows when he notices Sarah quietly talking to Gary, prompting him to extend the invitation to Gary and Maria as well. The suggestion clearly catches Gary and Sarah off guard, while Maria quickly agrees to attend. The second half of the special episode centers on the dinner itself. As the guests arrive, unresolved tensions and lingering grudges create an uncomfortable atmosphere. Maria directs several sharp comments towards Sarah, while Kit repeatedly attempts to get Gary alone and questions him about honesty and secrets. As the evening progresses, Kit serves the main meal. During a toast, Maria suddenly accuses Gary and Sarah of carrying on a secret relationship for weeks. The shocking allegation leaves everyone stunned and triggers a series of revealing flashbacks that expose hidden truths. Yet one question remains. What events lead to blood being splashed across the dining table? Following the trailer's release, many fans shared their belief that Sarah is actually the person behind Theo's death, despite not being listed among the official suspects. Her recent interactions with Gary have fueled speculation, especially after a preview clip showed him saying, "I need to tell her." Several viewers suggested that Gary may be protecting Sarah rather than covering up his own actions. One fan argued that Sarah was responsible and that Gary has been helping her keep the truth hidden. Another agreed, claiming Gary's behavior points to him shielding Sarah from suspicion. Others recalled previous incidents involving Sarah and theorized that Theo may have died before another dramatic confrontation took place, with Gary later stepping in to help conceal what happened. Many viewers remain convinced that Sarah acted in self-defense and that Gary's role has simply been to protect her from the consequences. Some fans also suggested that Kit could eventually discover the truth but choose not to pursue the case, while others speculated that someone else may end up taking the blame entirely. With theories continuing to spread across social media, viewers won't have to wait much longer to learn who really killed Theo and what secrets have been hidden for months. Coronation Street continues on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.